Chosen one, they finally see you. What was once mocked, denied, or dismissed is now being revealed. You are the highest God. This is not about ego or illusion. This is about divine recognition. They just realized what your spirit always knew. You are the original God, the source from which all things flow. If you're reading this right now, understand, it's not a coincidence. You've been guided here because something profound is shifting in your life. You are no longer reaching for your power, you are embodying it. The prayers, the visions, the relentless inner knowing, they weren't fantasy. They were fragments of divine memory reactivating. You're moving from waiting to becoming, from hoping to being. Reality is catching up with your truth, and the world can no longer deny your presence. This is your confirmation. Your rise is not beginning. It has already begun, and nothing will ever be the same again. If this message resonates deeply with you, take a moment now to hit that like button, subscribe to help us reach 20,000 subscribers, and leave a comment with the number 11. This number will amplify the energy of this awakening, sending a powerful signal to the universe that you are ready to fully step into your divine power. There comes a moment in life where the veil lifts, not just from the eyes of others, but from your own soul. That moment is now. What you've sensed in quiet moments, what stirred in your chest like a storm you couldn't name. It wasn't a dream. It was remembrance. You are not awakening into something new. You're simply returning to the truth you buried to survive in a world that feared your light. You are the revelation the world forgot, and the divine truth it now craves. All around you, reality begins to shift, not because you learned a new skill or read the right books, but because your essence, the ancient source within you, is no longer hiding. And when the highest force reawakens, nothing remains the same. People feel it in the silence, in the pause before they speak your name. They sense that something beyond comprehension has taken form, and it's you. This is not about arrogance. This is about remembrance. For centuries, civilizations have waited for gods to descend from the skies, yet the divine never left. It simply slept inside you. And now, as you rise, the world sees what it never expected. A God not of myth, but of flesh, standing among them. Your existence is not a coincidence. It's design. You weren't placed here to follow. You were born to disrupt, to lead, to reveal the dormant divine in all things. And as your presence expands, the very fabric of existence bends in recognition. You're not just a name in a crowd. You are the force that moves the crowd. Let this truth burn through every doubt, every scar, every lie they ever told you about who you are. You are the storm and the stillness, the voice and the silence, the end and the beginning. The revelation has arrived, and it wears your face. For too long, you shrank to make others feel comfortable. You hid your depth, your fire, your divine madness, so the world wouldn't label you strange or dangerous. But you were never made to fit. You were made to awaken. And now, the truth you've hidden for lifetimes is erupting like a volcano. You are not just someone, you are something else entirely. There's power in authenticity, not the shallow kind sold on social media, but the kind that breaks chains and rattles the bones of those who doubted you. The moment you stop hiding, the world starts shaking. Because when a god stops pretending to be human, the entire matrix of illusion begins to collapse. And that's exactly what's happening now. People don't know how to react. Some stare in awe, some run, some pretend not to see, but everyone feels it. The shift, The current, the unseen energy that floods the room when you walk in. You're no longer asking for permission to exist. You're declaring your divinity with every breath, every move, every word. Your voice carries the echo of eternity. Your eyes hold galaxies, and your silence says more than 1,000 sermons. This isn't just a glow-up. This is a divine uprising, the original source reclaiming its place in the world through you. So let the masks fall. Let the old stories burn. The time for hiding has ended. What you carry inside you is no longer a secret. It's a revolution, and the world can no longer unsee it. We live in a world obsessed with becoming successful, becoming loved, becoming seen. But you were never becoming. You were always remembering. The God within you wasn't formed by ambition. It was reawakened by truth. A truth deeper than blood, louder than fear, older than time. When you look back, you'll see the signs, the dreams you couldn't shake, the knowing that didn't come from books, the inner voice that spoke when everything else fell silent. That wasn't fantasy. That was divine memory. Fragments of the infinite breaking through the illusion. People around you may not understand. How could they? They were taught to believe that God was far away, sitting in some unreachable heaven. But you felt that God stirring inside your chest since the beginning. The ache in your bones wasn't weakness, it was divinity waking up. Now, you no longer need validation. You don't need titles or temples or traditions to prove your worth. You are the temple. You are the power. You are the divine intelligence wrapped in skin and experience. And as you remember more of who you are, the world begins to mirror that truth back to you in extraordinary ways. This is what true power looks like. Not control over others, but mastery of self. Not domination, but creation. The God within you was never born. It was remembered. And every day you remember more, the world around you transforms. There's a reason you never felt like you belonged. A reason you questioned what others accepted. A reason you saw through the lies while others celebrated them. It wasn't arrogance. It was alignment. You were never one of them. You were always beyond them. You weren't made for mediocrity, for repetition, for quiet suffering disguised as responsibility. Your soul came here to disrupt systems, dissolve illusions, and resurrect divine order. And now, that mission is no longer theoretical. It's active. Every word you speak cracks the illusion. Every choice you make disturbs the matrix. They tried to mock you, gaslight you, exile you. But their rejection was your initiation. It burned away everything false until only the flame remained. And now, the same people who doubted you are watching in silence, unsure how to explain your rise. You don't need their approval, because you have something they lost: connection to the source. While they built empires of ego, you built an altar of truth inside your chest. And now, that truth is radiating like the sun. Unapologetic, unstoppable, divine. So walk tall. You are not here to fit in. You're here to overthrow every system built on forgetting. You've always been above their games, and now you're showing the world why. For years, their laughter echoed in your ears, mocking the fire in your eyes, the visions in your mind, the truths you whispered when no one would listen. They called you a fool, a dreamer, or worse, a threat to their fragile comfort. But every word they spat was water on a growing flame that refused to die. Now, that flame has erupted into a blazing sun, and suddenly the same voices fall silent, replaced by a tremulous reverence. This is the moment when the tables turn. Those who once dismissed you now watch you with awe and uncertainty. They see the power you wield, not through weapons or titles, but through presence, wisdom, and an unshakable certainty in your divine origin. What once seemed impossible now feels inevitable, like the turning of the seasons or the rising of the dawn. The same people who mocked you must now bow before a truth too vast to deny. This transformation isn't about revenge. It's about justice, cosmic justice. Your resilience, your steadfast refusal to hide or surrender, has rewritten the narrative. You didn't break, you became unbreakable. You didn't fall, you rose higher than they ever dreamed. Their reverence is a testament not to their power, but to yours. There's something sacred in this shift. It's not about forcing others to accept you, but about stepping fully into the radiance of who you are. And in doing so, you become a beacon for all who have been ridiculed, marginalized, or misunderstood. Your rise gives them permission to rise too, so let them watch. Let them bow in silence. This is the crown that fits your soul, earned through trials, tempered by truth, and sealed with divine authority. The world finally honors what it once scorned, and you stand at the center of that awakening. There's a profound loneliness in knowing your truth before anyone else does. While the world hesitated, doubted, or turned away, you held on to a certainty that felt like fire in your veins. You always knew deep in your marrow that your destiny wasn't ordinary, that your soul was woven from a fabric far beyond the mundane. Now, the world catches up. The fog of disbelief lifts, revealing the unmistakable outline of your divine presence. What you carried as a sacred secret has become an undeniable reality. Their eyes open, but your heart has been awake all along. You aren't surprised by their recognition. You've lived this revelation in silence for years. This moment is bittersweet. It's the fulfillment of a journey marked by solitude and struggle, but also the dawning of new connections and possibilities. They see you, yes, but more importantly, they see themselves reflected in you. Your truth ignites a spark in others, reminding them that divinity is not a distant myth, but a living force within us all. The world's recognition is just the beginning. You are not here to merely be seen. You are here to lead, to heal, and to transform. Your clarity guides the lost and inspires the brave. So hold steady in your knowing. Let their eyes catch up while your soul continues to blaze ahead. This is your moment, not theirs, to shine fully and without apology. In the grand tapestry of existence, threads of divine essence have always woven through the fabric of time and space. You are not a new thread. You are the original source itself, re-emerging after ages of silence. The primal energy that birthed galaxies, stirred stars, and whispered life into being has returned, and it pulses within your very core. To comprehend this is to step beyond human limitations and into the realm of cosmic sovereignty. You are not a fragment seeking completeness. You are the whole, the origin point from which all flows. This isn't mere symbolism or metaphor. It is the undeniable reality of your existence, as old as creation itself. Your awakening signals a profound shift, not just in your life, but in the collective consciousness. As the original source, your presence dissolves illusions of separation, reminding all beings that divinity is not external or distant. It lives inside every breath, every heartbeat, every moment of awareness. Imagine the impact of a single flame rekindling the eternal fire, lighting the way through darkness and confusion. That is what your return represents. You are the catalyst for a new era of unity, power, and awakening. So embrace your role as originator, creator, and eternal flame. The universe has waited patiently for your re-emergence, and now its song sings through you once more. True power isn't a prize to be won or a title to be earned. It's an inherent force that flows naturally through those who recognize their divine essence. You don't scramble for control, nor do you seek approval from fleeting authorities. Instead, you command creation itself with the effortless grace of one who knows they are the source of all things. This power is not aggressive or coercive. It is magnetic and creative. When you speak, worlds shift. When you envision, realities align. Your influence is subtle, yet absolute, shaping the course of events like a master artist wielding a brush. Others may chase illusions of power, but you live in the realm of pure potential made manifest. Your command comes from alignment with the infinite wisdom within, with the heartbeat of the cosmos, and with the rhythm of your own soul. This is a sovereignty that can't be given or taken. It is you in your fullest expression. Consider the ripple effect of a single stone dropped into a still lake. Your presence creates waves that reach far beyond what the eye can see. Through your intention, your vision, your divine will, you are co-creating a reality imbued with purpose and power. So stand tall and claim your birthright. The universe is your canvas, and you are the artist, not a slave to power, but its sovereign creator. There's a moment when those around you realize the truth, and it terrifies them. Not because you're cruel or threatening, but because you embody a power that shatters the fragile foundations they've built their lives upon. Your awakening exposes their fears, insecurities, and the limits of their beliefs. This fear isn't about you personally, it's about what you represent, a force too vast to contain, a freedom too wild to tame. Your presence forces others to confront their own shadows, the parts they've hidden even from themselves, and that confrontation can feel like a collapse of everything they once trusted. But remember, fear is often the first step toward transformation. Just as the caterpillar fears the chrysalis before emerging as a butterfly, those who fear you are standing at the edge of their own awakening. Your power calls them to rise, even if their first instinct is to resist. Your challenge is not to diminish their fear, but to embody your truth so fully that it becomes impossible to ignore. In time, terror will give way to awe, and resistance will turn into reverence. Your awakening is a beacon, bright enough to illuminate the darkness, but gentle enough to guide lost souls home. So stand firm. Their fear is the shadow of your light, and your light will never be dimmed. In a world hungry for miracles but skeptical of the divine, your very existence is a living testament to the sacred truth. Godliness is not a distant concept, but a tangible reality. You embody the bridge between heaven and earth, spirit and matter, the eternal and the temporal. Your life is a message carved in flesh, a proof that divinity isn't reserved for ancient texts or distant temples, but lives and breathes in the here and now. Every act of kindness, every moment of courage, every breath taken in alignment with your soul's truth is a miracle unfolding before their eyes. This is not about perfection. It's about presence. You are the imperfect made sacred, the wounded healer who rises again and again, revealing the divine spark within human experience. Your journey shows that anyone can awaken to their godhood, that the divine is accessible, intimate, and personal. People will watch you and wonder, is this truly possible? And your answer is found not in words, but in the radiant light that surrounds your being. You are proof that the sacred walks among us, alive and unstoppable. So live boldly, love fiercely, and shine without apology. Your life is the ultimate sermon, the undeniable miracle. Many speak of destiny as something that happens to us, as if we are mere pawns in a cosmic game. But you are different. You didn't wait for fate to find you. You chose this path, this life, this divine purpose before time itself began. This is a declaration of sovereignty. You are not a passive player, but an active creator. The whispers that guided you, the dreams that haunted you, they were not random. They were calls from your higher self, beckoning you back to the throne you built long before incarnation. In choosing yourself, you shattered the illusion of victimhood and took the reins of your existence. This radical self-ownership rewrites every story you thought you knew about who you are and what's possible. Your choice was not easy. It required courage to step into the unknown, to face shadow and light alike, and to claim a reality that few dared to imagine. But that choice empowered you beyond measure. So stand proud as the architect of your destiny. You are not waiting for the world to recognize you. You are the one who set the cosmic stage, and it unfolds in your honor. When you step into your full power, you transcend the limits of conventional reality. You no longer operate by the old rules, the rules of fear, scarcity, and separation. Instead, your very presence challenges and rewrites the fundamental laws that govern existence. This is a profound shift from being subject to life's circumstances to becoming a sovereign force that shapes them. Gravity, time, and space themselves seem to bend in your presence. What was once impossible becomes inevitable. Boundaries dissolve, and new possibilities emerge. People around you sense this shift intuitively. They may not understand how or why, but they feel the ripple effect in every interaction, every conversation, every moment you occupy a space. You create new realities simply by embodying your truth. This power is both awe-inspiring and humbling. It reminds you that you are not just a player in the universe, you are a creator, a weaver of worlds, a divine author, scripting new chapters in the story of existence. So carry this power with grace and responsibility. Your presence is a living miracle, rewriting the very essence of what it means to be. Once, your ideas, dreams, and ambitions were met with derision. They laughed at your vision, dismissed your potential, and minimized your impact. Their laughter was a shield against their own fears, a way to keep the status quo intact. But laughter fades. Trembling remains. Now, those very voices quake with uncertainty. They sense the force you've become. Unstoppable, undeniable, and fiercely alive. The laughter turns into whispers of awe and fear. The same people who mocked you now wonder if they underestimated a power beyond their comprehension. This trembling isn't just about you. It's about the collapse of old paradigms and the birth of new realities. Your rise shakes the foundations of their world, challenging everything they believe to be true. Let this trembling remind you of your strength. It is proof that your light is breaking through the darkness, that you are rewriting the narrative, and that nothing will ever be the same again. You embody the eternal cycle of beginnings and endings. You are the spark that ignites creation, and the quiet flame that marks its completion. You are the mystery of the infinite loop, Alpha, Omega, and all points in between. This is a divine paradox. You hold the power of origin and conclusion simultaneously. You are the pulse of life itself, the rhythm that beats through time, space, and consciousness. In you, the cosmic dance unfolds in perfect harmony. Understanding this fills you with profound peace and limitless possibility. You are never truly alone or lost, for you carry the entirety of existence within your being. The Alpha and Omega are not distant stars, but intimate parts of your soul's blueprint. With this realization, you walk with grace and certainty. You are not bound by linear time or limited narratives. You are the eternal presence flowing through all things, so embrace your wholeness. You are the beginning, the end, and the sacred journey that weaves them together. This moment is your coronation, not one bestowed by external crowns or earthly thrones, but one declared by the cosmos itself. The highest power has acknowledged you, and the universe bows to your awakening. It's a sacred rite of passage, the culmination of a long and arduous journey. Your struggles, sacrifices, and unwavering faith have led you here. Now, the divine authority you carry shines brighter than ever, anointing you as the sovereign of your reality. Feel the weight and wonder of this recognition. It is a call to step fully into your role as creator, leader, and healer. The mantle of divinity is heavy, but filled with infinite grace. As you wear this crown, remember it's not about dominance, but service. You reign through love, wisdom, and unshakable truth. Your coronation is a new dawn for you, for those who follow, and for the world awakening to the divine within. So rise, crowned in light and power. God is not coming. God has come. And it wears your face. Deep within your soul, a spark has long waited, patient, silent, and eternal. It's not just a flicker of hope or a passing idea. It is the divine essence itself, stirring awake after ages of slumber. This awakening shakes the very foundations of your being, lighting a fire that spreads through every cell, every thought, every breath. The cosmos itself leans in, trembling in anticipation. This spark is a call from the infinite. It reminds you that you are connected to everything: stars, galaxies, life, and the unseen threads weaving all together. When this divine spark ignites, it reveals that you are far more than human. You are a co-creator, a sacred force of life. You embody the mystery and majesty of the universe. This awakening demands transformation. It shatters old fears, dissolves limiting beliefs, and ignites courage that cannot be extinguished. Every step you take after this moment ripples outward, lighting a path for others who long to remember their own divine light. Feel the power of your spark. It is both fragile and fierce, tender and unstoppable. This moment is your birth as a living flame, a beacon for the cosmos itself. The awakening isn't just within you, it is you, and the universe awaits your full illumination. For too long, You have been bound by rules, expectations, fears, and shadows passed down through generations. These chains, invisible yet suffocating, kept you confined to a narrow vision of reality. But no longer. You are breaking free, not with force or anger, but with the quiet, unstoppable power of truth. Freedom begins in the mind and radiates through the soul. It means releasing the need for approval, shedding the weight of judgment, and stepping beyond the illusion of limitation. It's reclaiming your birthright to live expansively, boldly, and authentically. With every chain that falls, you reclaim a piece of your divine self. This freedom isn't just personal, it's revolutionary. When you break your chains, you create space for others to do the same. You become a catalyst for collective liberation, a symbol of what is possible when courage and truth align. Feel the exhilarating rush of liberation coursing through your veins. It is the sound of your soul singing in full voice, no longer silenced or hidden. This is your emancipation from the old story. You are free, free to create, to love, to rise, free to be the God you were always meant to be. True divinity is not light without shadow, but the dance between the two. You have faced your darkest fears, deepest wounds, and hidden parts that society told you to bury. But those shadows are not enemies. They are your teachers, your mirrors, your sacred guides on the path to wholeness. By embracing your shadow, you reclaim power that was lost to shame and denial. You heal the fractures within, integrating every piece of yourself into a radiant whole. This is not a journey of perfection, but of compassion for yourself and the world. In the alchemy of shadow and light, you find balance, strength, and profound wisdom. The darkness deepens your empathy and enriches your light with authenticity. You become a living testament to resilience, a beacon to those still afraid to face their own depths. Know that the shadow does not diminish your divinity, it intensifies it. Your greatest power rises from the depths you dared to explore. So dance with your shadow. Let it shape you, fuel you, and guide you toward the infinite light within. Your heart is not just an organ, but a throne, a sovereign seat of divine authority. It holds the power to command, create, forgive, and transform. To claim your divine authority is to recognize that your voice matters, your choices shape reality, and your presence commands respect. Sovereignty means freedom from external validation and control. It is the internal knowing that you are the ultimate ruler of your inner kingdom. When your heart reigns, fear, doubt, and manipulation lose their grip. You become unshakable, grounded in the deep well of your own truth. This authority flows naturally from love and wisdom, not from domination or force. It inspires loyalty, not fear. It creates harmony, not conflict. Words are not mere sounds. They are sacred instruments of creation. Your voice carries the power to build worlds, inspire revolutions, and awaken souls. When you speak with divine intent, your words become spells that shape reality and call forth miracles. The language of the divine transcends logic. It flows from the heart, laced with emotion, vision, and authenticity. It connects deeply with others, bypassing the mind's defenses and igniting transformation at the soul level. You've experienced moments when a single sentence changed everything, when a truth spoken aloud cracked open a new world. That is your gift, the power to manifest, to heal, to command through the spoken word. Never underestimate the sacredness of your voice. It is a direct channel from the infinite, a bridge between heaven and earth. Speak boldly, speak clearly, and watch as your divine language reshapes the world around you. The world around you is a mirror, a reflection of your inner reality and divine essence. Every relationship, every challenge, every joy serves as a cosmic reflection of the infinite truths you carry inside. Recognizing this mirror empowers you to take responsibility for your experience. It reminds you that the outer world is not separate, but intimately connected to your soul's landscape. Change your inner world, and the reflection shifts accordingly. This awareness invites deep compassion for yourself and others. You see beyond surface behaviors to the divine light and struggle within every being. The mirror becomes a tool for healing and growth rather than judgment. In this reflection, you find unity. The illusion of separation fades as you realize all life is interconnected, part of one vast divine consciousness. So look deeply into your cosmic mirror. Let it reveal not just who you are, but who you were always meant to become. The path of awakening is sacred, but it is not easy. It demands courage to face the unknown, resilience to overcome setbacks, and faith to trust in the unseen. Walking this path is a commitment to transformation, a sacred vow to become the fullest expression of your divine self. Fear is a constant companion on this journey, whispering doubts and urging retreat. But you learn to see fear as a guide, not a jailer. Each fearful step taken is a victory, a breakthrough toward freedom. The sacred path invites you to lean into discomfort, to surrender control, and to open your heart fully to life's mysteries. Along the way, you discover allies, signs, and synchronicities that affirm you are on the right course. This journey is both personal and cosmic, a pilgrimage toward the divine essence within and the infinite source beyond. Walk with grace, with faith, and with fierce love. The sacred path awaits your footsteps. In a world of noise and distraction, stillness is a radical act of devotion. Within silence lies the presence of the divine, the space where wisdom speaks, the soul breathes, and creation unfolds. Your power is magnified when you cultivate stillness. It is in these quiet moments that you connect deeply with your higher self, receive guidance, and recharge your spirit. Stillness teaches patience, humility, and trust. It reminds you that not all answers come from doing. Some come from being. It is the fertile ground where dreams take root and divine plans are seeded. Embrace the silence within. Let it cradle your soul and reveal truths that words cannot express. In stillness, you meet the infinite. And in that meeting, you become unstoppable. Every trial, loss, and heartbreak you've endured has forged you into something extraordinary. A phoenix rising from ashes, reborn and radiant. Your pain was never wasted. It was the crucible in which your divine essence was tempered. This cycle of death and rebirth